Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. It's your brother Rabbi Knapp coming out with a lesson, Lord's will, is edifying. Now, there's a lot of talk about, the death of the Pope and all of that. So I just wanted to do a video on it. See what I can find on, found some stuff on X. Just want to share it. As a matter of fact, where is it? Let me start off with this one.
Cardinals who could be picked for the position. In my previous video, I talked about the prophecy of the popes, where St. Archbishop Malachi had 120.
By the way, St. Archbishop Malachi is not the prophet Malachi in the book of Malachi. Okay. St. Archbishop Malachi. This was something that let's look into him. St. Archbishop Malachi. Let's look into him. Saint Malachi, an Irish saint and Archbishop of Armagh, is most known for the prophecy of the popes and alleged vision of 112 popes. He was also a leader in the 12th century church reform in Ireland and was the first Irish-born saint to be canonized. So this is not the prophet Malachi. I don't know where this prophecy is coming from.
12 short cryptic phrases in Latin which predicted the future of the popes. And all descriptions were pretty accurate. The last pope, he stated, would be Peter the Roman. And this person would lead us into tribulation. And on the list of the candidates for the new pope position is Peter Turkson. This man right here. Get this, he was the president of the Pontifical Council for Justice and Peace. And he was born in the year 1948. The same year Israel became a nation. His birthday was on October the 11th. And did you know that the day he was born, the Apollo 7 rocket was launched? Just thought that was interesting. He's a Ghanaian prelate and is emerging as a leading candidate.
Yeah, let me read some of this, man. Cardinal Peter Turkson, a Ghanaian prelate, is emerging as a leading candidate to become the first black pope. Previously, the Bishop of Cape Coast, Turkson, garnered international attention as a peace envoy to the South Sudan under Pope Benedict. Known for advocating social justice and opposing anti-LGBTQ policies, he has been a moderate voice within the church, appointed cardinal by Pope John Paul II in 2003. Turkson currently serves as chancellor of the Pontifical Academy of Sciences. As Africa's Catholic population rises, his candidacy gains momentum. So, there's a chance, man. Ultimately, it's all the Lord anyways, man. He's the one who sets these things in order. Esau don't have no power, man. Okay? If the Lord can set up whoever, he sets up the basis of men to rule over you, make a black pope if you want. The politicized, he probably already chosen. Okay, even though the Catholic Church is wicked and satanic, but don't think he can't do what he want to do. The Lord can do whatever the hell he want to do. This is his program that's being done down here. This is the book of Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. Okay, just like he set up Esau to rule over everybody, he can do that with a Catholic Church. He can do that anywhere. Okay, he's the one who sets these things in order.
To become the first black pope. He's also known for advocating social justice and opposing anti-LGBTQ plus policies.
Hold on, what do you mean opposing anti? Hold on, I think I read that wrong. I thought so. If you oppose anti-LGBTQ policies, that means you're for LGBTQ policies. So this dude's already wicked.
Policies.
And not because I'm saying that I'm homophobic. The Bible speaks against it, man. And I'm for whatever the Bible says, man. Okay, Leviticus. This is why the Roman Catholic Church is a lie, man. Leviticus 20:13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. So he's not saying that. Okay, the Catholic Church ain't saying this. No, that's why you got rainbow flags all over your temples. Okay, this is Malachi. Okay, not the Archbishop Malachi. Okay, Malachi 3:6. For I am the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. So if the Lord don't change, who is changing all these rules? Okay, who's doing all of that? That's Esau. Okay, this Roman Catholic Church is foolish, man. It's foolishness. More Africans. You still calling yourself Africans? You're foolish, man. Okay, Psalms 50:16. But unto the wicked, the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee? When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and has been partaker with adulterers. And that's what he's doing, man. You're partaking with the adulterers. Adultery is like when you cheat on your husband. Well, that's what you're doing when you follow these other gods. You commit an adultery, okay? And you're partaking with it by following people like him. Psalms 50:19, thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. And that's what he's doing, man. He's framing deceit. If he's for these type of things, okay? He's making it okay, opposing anti-LGBTQ policies. Oh, this is against the LB. I oppose that, That's what that means. If you oppose, now if you just oppose LGBTQ policies, all right, that makes sense. But no, and he's pretty much for it. Okay. And why is that bad? Because the Lord hates that, and the Lord's in control of all these things. The Lord's in control if you get judged or not, if you live or die. And if you're doing something that goes against what he wants, you're gonna put yourself in harm's way. And he's not teaching the people to not go in harm's way. He's leading you to your death. On long story short, Psalms 50:20. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. This is talking about Esau and Jacob. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. Okay, this is what he does. He's slandering you. Okay, ultimately he's accusing you to the Heavenly Father for your wickedness. I don't care if he's a black man, white man, Chinese man. Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed one, Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. That's what he does, man. He accuses you. Okay. So you got to be aware of these things, man. You got to read. You got to see what people are about. There's agendas being put in place. The Lord you got to know what the Lord's will is, man. And his will is to destroy 2/3 of you so-called Latinos and natives. Let me grab it. Zechariah 13. Verse 8, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, 2 parts, which is 2/3, which is 66.6%, therein shall be cut off and die. But the third shall be left therein. The third, 1/3, 33.3333333, is talking about the elect, the remnant. Okay. They shall be left therein in the fire, man. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I shall hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power. So 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. Okay. And how is he going to make this is prophecy? How is this going to happen? Through these different religious ceremonies, these different religions, man. He's going to lead you to your death. Ultimately, you're going to lead yourself to your death, but he's going to provide you the pathway to get there. Okay. And the 1/3, they're going to come out of this mess. Okay.
Now let's get back to this. Peter the Roman. Turkson was born in Rome to African parents. Not only that, but Nostradamus had a prophecy of the end times with the Black Pope. This states another interpretation comes from the prophecies of Nostradamus, who supposedly predicted the arrival of a Black Pope following the death of an elderly pontiff. For some, this could refer to the election of an African cardinal as the next pope. And get this, currently there are 33 African cardinals eligible to vote in a future conclave. Many believe that the Pope from the prophecy of the popes, the last one, will bring on the Antichrist and help him come to power. Vatican is supposed to pick their next pope in the next 15 days, so we shall see. But if that man gets it, I'm going to be watching him closely.
Yeah, you should, because your ass is going into slavery if you're an Edomite. Okay, Saint Malachi's prophecy of the popes. Okay, and this is not the prophet Malachi. The final head, she's in the way. Okay, because clearly Pope Francis just died. Okay, and why does you always try to make sense of this? It's because Salakia. Hold on, I'm trying to get my screen in order here. It matters because that's what happened with the fall of Rome. Okay. Oh, actually, let me go over here. With the fall of Rome, man, Jake started getting into these certain areas of power. Hey, and that's a sign of his destruction, man. That the modern day Western Roman Empire is starting to fall all over again. This is another sign of it. Second Esdras 1. Let me make sure I'm sharing my screen real quick. Second Esdras 1, verse 38. And now, brother, behold what glory, and see the people that cometh from the east. Okay, we're going to look at who's coming from the east. Unto whom I will give for leaders Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Hosea, Amos, and Machias. I don't know if that's Malachi. Let me, that is Micah, Joel, Obadiah, and Jonas, Nahum, and Habakkuk, Zephaniah. Who is Agagis? Haggai. Okay. Zechariah and Malachi, which is called also an angel of the Lord. Okay. So the prophets represents the East, man. Okay. Just like that's what we represent the East. All right. The brothers on the highways and hedges prophesying. Lord's will with those prophets. In the East, right now, these prophets are in the West, okay? And showing you that just like the Byzantine Empire, man, or when the Western Roman Empire and the Eastern Roman Empire, the Western Roman Empire fell before the Eastern Roman Empire because it's greater than the Western Roman Empire. And the same thing's happening now. As the Western Roman Empire starting to fall, you're starting to see the East rise up, okay? You're starting to see Israelites. You're starting to see situations like the Pope being put to death on days on satanic holidays, and the consideration of these new popes, okay? So this is why it matters, because we are the East, okay? We grab this in Second Esdras chapter 6, verse 9. Actually, let's start up a little bit. Let's start up a little bit. Let's start at the top. And he said unto me, in the beginning, when earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightning, or ever the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys in Zion were hot, and the present, and I think that means, and where the present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, before they were sealed that have gathered faith for a treasure. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. And this is the Most High. Okay, before he created anything, it was just him. He had it in his mind for the things that you see today to play out exactly the way they're playing out. So if the Lord wants a black pope, we're going to see what the Lord imagined, okay, how he was going to bring this to end. By me also they shall be ended in by none other. So it's not up to the people who's going to rule over them. It's not up to the Vatican and the 3-city state that he has set up. The Lord set all this up. This is all the Lord's mind, is all this, everything, okay? Before Yahweh Shai, okay? This is Yahweh, okay, alone. It was all his purposes, the things that are playing out in the earth. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first in the beginning of it that followeth? This is Ezra's asking the Most High these things. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay, and we're seeing that. Okay, we're seeing the end of Esau's world and the beginning of Jacob's world, following it. Okay, just like the Western Roman Empire when it was fallen, Jake started to come into positions of power, started joining the government, started ruling over. Okay. 2 Ezra 6 and 10, the hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other question, Ezra, asked thou not? Yeah, so the hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. So there's no other rulership in between that. It's just it's the foot and the hand, man. There's no pinky. Someone's put their pinky in between the foot and the hand that, that like Moab or some other nation is going to rule. No, this is all about Jacob and Esau, the so-called white man and the so-called black man. Okay, there's no such thing as a damn African man. Okay, he goes back to Africanus, Scipio Africanus, man, a damn Greek general after the fall of not Constantine, Hannibal. Okay, they pretty much just named it Africa. Okay, after this damn Edomite, man, Esau. All right. Let me see. I think I have something else I want to share. You find my, where is it?
Are the leading contenders right now, according to experts and even betting line odds, although these are guesstimates at best. Luis Antonio Tagle, a 67-year-old archbishop from the Philippines, known as the Asian Francis, because he lines up on the late Pope's social justice views. Pietro Parolin from Italy, 70 years old, considered more moderate, and the Vatican Secretary of State right now. Peter Turkson from Ghana, age 76, would be the first African pope since 496 AD. Peter Erdo, Hungary.
And by the way, just because he says he's African and all of that, man, this could be a legit Israelite, man. Okay, the Lord could be setting up Israel, man. Because they came from western parts of Africa. Okay, and they've been scattered, through every land. All right, and these are your runners up, man. So Jake looking good, man. Jake looked like he could get up in there. Now, I'm not saying, course, he's wicked, man. All of them are wicked. The whole doctrine of Catholicism is wicked, man. But it's a sign of the times, man, of the Lord. The end of Esau and the beginning of Jacob that followeth. Okay. They don't look good, man. Okay.
72 years old, leading conservative candidate, would be a shift back to the Pope John Paul positioning. And Angelo Scola, Italy, an 82-year-old cardinal and perennial possibility, but he may have aged out. There, of course, are others.
Right, man. Esau is aged out, man. Okay, maybe Peter Ergo, but you got to look into him. Right now, we talking about Peter Turks in Ghana, man. Born in 1948, man. So, there's a lot of parallels that the lady was bringing, and which is, hey, it's all up to the Lord, man.
In the running, and these are all cautionary possibilities. Remember, when the very popular Pope John Paul II was elected in 1978, he wasn't on anybody's list. So look for the long shot, the unknown, who might rise up and become a consensus figure. That's also how it plays out in the movies.
Was Francis considered a sure thing when he was elected, or was he also a long shot to become Pope?
Right. He was not considered to be the front runner. He was on the list. He was, the odds makers had him someplace as a possibility. But lately, it's been a little bit more scattered. And this time it may well be also because the world is much more adequately represented in the College of Cardinals these days.
And really quick, white smoke means or black smoke, what are we looking for?
Black smoke means they're still voting. White smoke means there's a new pope.
Need to be brushed up on that. It's been a couple of years. Thank you so much, Chuck. I appreciate it.
This is Google Pixel 9a with Gemini. It's free at Verizon with plans starting at $30.
Gabar did a video how this is super satanic all the way to May 1st. All right. So the smoke, I wonder what's in that smoke. Okay. We don't know. So, Peter Turkson it's good to know these things about what's going on in the world, so you don't be ignorant of these things, man. I think I had one more. Because some Jake went inside the Pope. He wanted to give his, or some African, I don't know, somebody's. Let me just show you, man. Let me just show you. He went inside to say give his goodbyes to the Pope. Only black dude there. This is what you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans don't understand, man. Okay, they don't like you, man. Get in the back of the line, man. When you read it, actually, let me reread it. Then Elam could even get in there, man. Yo, man, this is funny as hell, boy. Damn, man, even a Palestinian can go over there. See, Jake, this ain't for you, man. This is not your religion. So when you read about what's going on, it says that this is powerful. It says this man who waited very patiently for his turn to go and say goodbye to the Pope's remains was turned away and told that the worship services were suspended during this time. He said that the white people had come in, so he said, it is because I am black. Yeah, it is because you're black. I just wanted to say goodbye to him, so the question is yours. Even before God, you want to discriminate against us? Yeah. Yep. Because you're a fool. Okay? You don't know what you're worshiping, man. All right? And there's a couple of other black popes they ain't really talking about. It's not only Tucker Peter, but there's other black popes, man. Oh, look at this. Who's this? It says, face to face with hidden hand, woman confronts the Jesuit black pope. The man behind the curtain, the real power, few dare name. While the world watches the Vatican's white robes, she locked eyes with the one in black, the master strategist, the shadow ruler. Who is this? Ever wonder why the world is so diabolically evil? Meet the man that plans it that way. The Black Pope Adolfo Nicholas, the most powerful man in the world and behind the plan for a new world order. I think, I've seen him, brothers have his face on that sign. The superior general of the Jesuits, the Black Pope Adolfo Nicholas, and his 6 generals control the white Pope and the Vatican and the entire list below. The Illuminati, Zionist, global elites, the Council on Foreign Relations, Bilderberg Group, Freemasons, Council of 300, the United Nations, and the Council of Trent. The Jesuits control the Knights Templar, Knights of Columbus, and the Knights of Malta. Now, Pope Francis was a Jesuit. Okay, so he must have been way up there, man. All of it's just a kind of a front, for who's really running it, which is Esau. Okay, the CIA, FBI, NSA, all of this, man. M16, NCIS, FSB, all these alphabet groups, man. Mossad and every intelligence agency in the world are Masonic and controlled by the Jesuits. The Jesuits have infiltrated most governments and leaders, including Obama, making them puppets that carry out Jesuit orders. Yeah, man. Job 9:24, man, the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, let's grab that. Let's grab it, man. Job 9:24, classic. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he, man? Yeah, who is doing that? Who else is doing it? If it's not the so-called white man claiming to be, he runs the world, man. Who else is running the Vatican Church? Come on, man. Is it Jake? No. All right. I don't think there was a black pope since the 490 something AD, they said. So, that's a long time ago. I want to grab this. I just want to grab a few precepts. It's a lot. Let me grab this in the book of Ecclesiasticus. It's a lot. Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10. Showing you that who's in control here, man. Ecclesiasticus 10:4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. Now, we just read Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, okay? But it says the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. So if it's given to the wicked and it's in the hand of the Lord, and the Lord gave it to Esau, and in due time, he will set over it one that is profitable, and it's starting now, okay? It's starting now. Yeah, he got a wicked Jake going into the Catholic Church, but it's Jake. I don't know. This is all, we don't know. I'm just making a video, okay? Because shine some light on this, man. Because Jake is we next, man. I want to talk about this is what you should be occupied in, man. Okay. because, like I just said, man, the fall of the Western Roman Empire. This is the book of Proverbs 8:15. By me, kings reign and princes decree justice. Yeah, by me, kings reign. So it's really the Lord who does all these things. By me, princes rule and nobles, even all judges of the earth. So this is Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. By me, by who? The Most High, man. We read in Daniel 4:17. He's the one who does all these things. He set up the basis of men. Okay. And there's plenty of precepts to show you the power of the Lord, man. You know, this is another one. Romans 9:13. Okay. He shares his secrets with the servants, the prophets. This is all the Lord. Actually, 9:17. Let's go there. It says, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up. Yeah, Esau, this is for the same purpose as he raised thee up. Okay. He probably wanted Francis for a certain amount of time, you know, and he had mercy on him. He had double pneumonia. He could have took him out weeks ago. But nope, he wanted to make it all the way up to this point. He wanted to do it on a specific day. See, this is the Lord got control of all these things, man. Okay, it's all for his purposes, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. And that's what he's gonna do, man. He's raising up Esau, Edom, to be a worthy contender against his son Yahushua, okay, who's gonna utterly destroy him. But that's what he's being raised up for. That's why he's in the power seat. But we just read, eventually he's going to raise somebody up to take his seat. Okay. Ultimately, it's Yahushua in Israel, man. Okay. Ecclesiasticus chapter 11 and 5. It says, many kings have sit down upon the ground, and one that was never thought of have won the crown. That's talking to one that was never thought of is talking about Israel, man. No one sees Israel coming up in the power, getting the crown. No one ever doesn't even see a black pope coming in. They don't see none of these things happening. Okay. Now, I'm not saying it's official. There's days to come. There's sacrifices that have to be made. There's things that he's doing. Shoot, who knows, man? Who knows? Because all that Malachi, Archbishop, and Nostradamus, the Lord might just, who knows? He can just get rid of all of that, man. Where's that in the Bible, man? Okay. We got our prophets. We read 2nd Esdras 1. They came from the east. They're here in the west. Okay. So you ain't got to go look for any extracurricular books, man, to understand that the Lord's working. Okay. I had another, I can't find the video I was looking for. But there was one more that kind of got into talking about like the history of the Black Pope, saying like back in, I think they said 490 something AD was the last time we saw a Black Pope in power. Okay. Let me see what this chick's.
For today, history could be in the making in the Vatican as speculation grows over who might be the next leader of the Catholic Church. Across Africa, prayers are currently being offered for Pope Francis. The pontiff passed away yesterday at the age of 88. He was battling health complications and recently suffered bouts of pneumonia. It was confirmed that he died from a stroke and irreversible cardiocirculatory arrest. As the world mourns, Africa finds itself both grieving and watching with anticipation. There is a possibility that the world might get the first Black African Pope after centuries. Africa is home to nearly 272 million Catholics. It accounts for nearly a fifth of the global Catholic population. And yet, for centuries, the Church's leadership has been dominated by Europe. In his decades of papacy, the Pope Francis began to change that shift, lifting African voices. He appointed more African cardinals and often reminded the Vatican of its responsibility to the global South. Now, in his passing, the depth of mourning in Africa is immense. Nigerian President Bola Tinubu described him as a quote-unquote tireless champion of the poor. South Africa's President Ramaphosa said his worldview on inclusion, and other African leaders echoed a similar sentiment. It's in that spirit that the name of Cardinal Peter Turkson of Ghana has emerged as a serious contender to succeed Pope Francis. If chosen, he would become the first Black Pope in modern times, and also only the second African in church history. Turkson rose in the Vatican circles over the years. He has spoken out on poverty, climate change, and inequality. He is a staunch defender of traditional church teachings, and at the same time has shown openness to evolving conversations. Turkson has challenged Africa's harsh LGBTQ+ laws. And when Pope Francis sought a heavy hand in conflict-ridden South Sudan, it was Turkson who was sent. He was seen both as a spiritual man and a diplomat. Other names who are in contention are Cardinal Fridolin Mbongo Basungu, the 65.
This is the other one, but I don't think he gonna make it. But they ain't really talking about this one. Mbongo Basungu.
Year-old is from the Democratic Republic of Congo. He leads 7 million Catholics in local church and is a revered voice.
He's the one that should be wearing this, man. He might be a true Philistine, man, in the spirit. Okay. But I think Turkson might be an actual Jake. But Mbongo Mungungu, I'm saying his name wrong. He might be the real deal Hamite.
Among people in the African nation. For Africa, a Black Pope would mean a lot of things. It would mean diversity, representation, and recognition. For now, candles.
No, it'll mean the fall of Esau Edom's kingdom, like we just read.
Continue to burn in chapels. The mourning is real, but there is also a steady hope that the world's next pontiff might come from Africa.
Greeting you with aloha and namaste.
No, I love India. Presence
man, that's pretty much it, man. Okay. I have one more precept. Probably just grab that. But ultimately, man, it's really up to the Lord, man. Psalms 24, I believe it was. The King of Glory entering Zion. It says, Psalm of David, the earth is the Lord's, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and the fullness thereof, the world, and they that dwell therein. Okay, so it's all the Lord's will, man. Okay. He does what he wants with this, man. So, like I said, if he wants to set up a Black Pope, he's going to set up a Black Pope. If not, does that make everything else void? No. Okay. However the Lord's going to do it, he's going to do it. Okay. But Esau, he only got about a short time, man, to rule. And we're starting to see that. And if the Black Pope does come in, it's just another sign. I got another one, actually. Let's go grab Revelation 12:12, and I'll end it on that. Okay. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time, man. And these are the signs, man. All right. But I'm gonna end it right there. Lord's will, that was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakah Quadash. Shalom.